Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am using the kit that I recently did a review on from the scrapbookingstore.com. I went ahead and used that gorgeous like metallic gold paper and cut out some rings. Remember that one was called Shine by Teresa Collins. Then the butterflies I cut out of Family Stories, and this one was called Doily. And I am putting it all on that gorgeous floral paper called Flower that I just knew I was going to somehow use for this layout. So I'm going to trim off the branding edge, and then I'm going to put some white gesso in order to kind of subdue some of the boldness of the pattern. I add it first with a kind of an old gift card. And then I go in with my finger and just make sure that I like kind of block out some of the pink so that I can go ahead with some mixed media. I am using some mist and the packaging technique. It's my go-to kind of style. I am spritzing on there some cracked pistachio from Distress Stained, and then it's Lindy Stampkins in Merry-Go-Round Green and Mad Hatter Mint. So once I get a nice little kind of wash of color, I go back with the same colors and add some splatters so that it adds a little bit more detail. And I actually also take some Jenny B Blue by Shimmers right now just to add a little bit different color. Now I wanted to situate the rings in sort of a cluster so I knew where I wanted to put the photo. And wherever they kind of combine, which is right there in that like lower left corner, I knew the photo I wanted to block that so that at least some of the gold would shine through and peek out from the photo that I would be using. So the photo I'm using is me going across the state to see my parents. I live in Florida, so I live in the West Palm Beach area, and I drive across the state to Sarasota to see my parents. And along the way, I get to see some orange trees and farms, and I like taking photos for my LuLaRoe business. If you don't know, I'm a LuLaRoe consultant as well, so it's always good photo time. So then I'm taking the cut apart sheet that was also in the kit. This one was called Die Cut Accessories, and I'm taking all the lovely little pieces that also have the same colors and words that I can use, and I'm going to cluster them up on that one side of the photo. I like the fact that I did print it with kind of the fence, taking up most of it, so that I had room to cluster these. I went ahead and used my tiny attacher to kind of initially adhere the rings, and then I'm going in with Scotch Quick Dry Glue in my fine line bottle, and I am kind of, made sure I held this down. So I want to use one of the cards as a peekaboo pocket for the back, so I made sure I only taped around the card so that you can easily pull in and out my journaling. These little 3 bunting flags were from that cut apart sheet, and I like them right there on the bottom, so I go ahead and adhere them down. So the cluster, I just have all of the positive affirmations like life is great, this makes me happy. These cut aparts were adding in the color red, which I was okay with because it's just another pop of color on the page, because most of it I have is like the pink, the cream, and the mint green. But I was okay with adding some of the red color. I stamped the date on the bottom bunting flags later on. Oh, you didn't see it, but it is stamped now. And then the lovely butterflies that I did cut, I adhere on the outer rim of one of the golden rings. Golden rings. They add a nice dimensional element. And then I go in with the Maggie Home sticker pieces, and I love the little kind of sticker tabs that you can put at the top of the pages as if you were going to use them to kind of filter through cards. Do some of my light journaling on my cards, kind of explaining exactly what the photo is about, which I just shared with you. And then I'm taking these We Are Memory Keepers? Yeah, the bunting banner on the bottom. And then I add all of the tiny little flower embellishments, and then a few of the circle ones that still share the same color family that I'm working on in this layout. So they worked out perfectly. So I just wanted to take a few elements from the entire kit so that you get some creative ideas on how to use all the elements. Don't get me wrong, I'll be playing with this kit for a few more layouts, but I definitely wanted to give you some inspiration on how you can first kind of go into it. Especially with that gold piece of paper, sometimes people can be intimidated, but I just thought simple gold rings could add a touch of something different that you weren't expecting on the mixed media, and it does just that. It catches the light, and it works out great. In order to finish off some of the layouts too, I wanted to add some contrast because I felt like since I had like the wood from the picture, that I went ahead and offered or put down some like really charcoal gray splatter marks just for contrast. It just adds a little bit to that the fence picture wasn't the only dark color on the layout. I do add some sequins from my Spiegel Mom scrap stash, some pink ones around the area, and then I do add a title from a Maggie Holmes thicker collection that I have in my stash called Darling, so you'll see that in the close-ups. I'll leave the link down below for the scrapbooking kit. You can go into the website. It is inexpensive, and you definitely get a nice variety of elements. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye.